we're going to do something really cool today. We are taking a journey, a microscopic journey, following a single breath. We're going to visualize exactly what happens inside your body from the very moment you inhale all the way to the moment that breath actually powers your life.
But before we dive in, let me ask you something. Why exactly do you feel so exhausted after running a long distance? And think about this. How does the food you ate for breakfast actually turn into energy inside your body? It kind of seems like two totally different things, right? Eating and breathing. But as we're going to see on this journey, they are perfectly connected. They work together to give us energy.
So here is our mission map for today. We'll quickly hit breathing, gaseous exchange in the lungs, gas transport by the blood, gaseous exchange at the tissue level, cellular respiration, and then wrap up with a quick summary and some exam prep.
All right, step 1, breathing.
Okay, check out this classic fun experiment. If you take a syringe or a pitchkari and just pump normal room air into a beaker of lime water, honestly, not much happens right away. But if you exhale your own breath through a tube into that exact same lime water, it turns a milky white color super fast. This is a brilliant way of showing that the breath coming out of your body is chemically different from the air going in.
So what's actually causing that change? Which gas turns the lime water milky? Well, it's carbon dioxide. You see, our bodies act a lot like little engines. And when an engine runs, what does it do? It produces exhaust. Just like that engine, our bodies produce an exhaust gas, carbon dioxide, which is way more concentrated in the air we breathe out compared to the normal air around us.
Moving on to step 2, gaseous exchange in the lungs.
So, at the very end of our air passages, we hit our next crucial destination. They're called the alveoli. Now, what does that word actually mean? Alveoli are just tiny, microscopic air sacs inside your lungs where gases literally swap places with your blood. You can think of them like incredibly thin, microscopic balloons that inflate every single time you breathe in.
And inside these tiny balloons, this fantastic swap happens. Fresh oxygen from the air you just breathed in moves straight from the air sacs into your blood. And at the exact same time, the waste carbon dioxide moves from your blood back into the air sacs so you can breathe it out. It's just a perfect continuous exchange.
That brings us to step 3, gas transport by the blood.
Now I want you to imagine your bloodstream as this massive, bright, bustling superhighway. Your blood acts exactly like a fleet of delivery trucks. Step 1, it picks up the fresh oxygen from the alveoli and rushes it down the highway to deliver it to every single living cell in your body. But for step 2, it doesn't come back empty-handed. No, it picks up the carbon dioxide waste from those cells and hauls it all the way back to the lungs.
Next up, step 4, gaseous exchange at the tissue level. Here we see our second big exchange. And if you notice, it is the exact opposite of what happened up in the lungs. Down at the tissue level, the oxygen moves from the blood into the hungry cells. Meanwhile, the carbon dioxide moves from the cells into the blood to be taken away. Basically, the delivery truck drops off the good stuff and picks up the trash.
All right, step 5, cellular respiration.
Now this is the most important part of our story. This is where the magic really happens. To understand this, we need to know the word combust. To combust simply means to burn or break down food, which your body stores as glucose, to release power. So your cells use that fresh oxygen that just arrived to literally burn the glucose from your breakfast.
Which brings us to this incredible, glowing formula that is essentially the secret to human life. Oxygen plus glucose becomes carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. This right here is exactly how breathing and eating connect. The oxygen from your breath mixes with the glucose from your food, and together they react to give you the actual energy you need to run, to think, and to just live.
I really want to repeat this point because it is the single most common mistake students make. Respiration is not just breathing. I'm going to say that again. Respiration is not just breathing. Breathing is only step 1. True respiration is this entire process of making energy right inside your cells.
Finally, step 6, summary and exam prep.
Okay, here is your 3-point quick summary of this entire microscopic journey. First, air reaches the microscopic alveoli in your lungs. Second, your blood acts as a delivery truck, transporting oxygen to your cells and carrying carbon dioxide away. And third, your cells combust or burn glucose using that oxygen to create energy.
Now here's a fantastic real-world question straight from our sources that you're very likely to see on a test. You know that if you breathe out onto a cold mirror, it fogs up with water vapor, right? So the question is, where does that water vapor actually come from in your exhaled air?
Well, the answer is right in that magic formula we just learned. That moisture is a direct byproduct of cellular respiration. When your cells combust glucose with oxygen, they don't just produce carbon dioxide and energy, they also produce water. And that water travels back through your blood, into your lungs, and out of your mouth onto the mirror. You are literally seeing the exhaust from your cellular engines.
It's honestly truly amazing when you think about it. Next time you fog up a mirror with your breath, I want you to look at that little cloud of water vapor and ask yourself what other unseen microscopic energy factories are quietly running inside you right now, keeping you alive and giving you the power to learn. Thanks so much for exploring the journey of a breath with me today in this explainer. Keep asking questions, keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.